Welcome to the Tea Room with Talia Reese. I'm joined today by my awesome co-host, Oshri.
Oshri, oh
You know, I
gosh.
say Oshri Baksh. I'm Bukhari, and that's a food. I always want to say Oshri because that's my delicious rice that I grew up eating.
Oh my God.
It's called Oshri Baksh. Oshri, hi, how are you, honey?
I'm glad I didn't know you growing up. That would have been another way my name would have been butchered.
Exactly. We thought of a new one. Nadine Shotsky's. Shots. How are you?
Shots. I'm great.
Wow.
How are you?
It's like an honor to have you here now.
this is like,
You have a full-time
I know.
job now.
I know.
It's like she's the head of.
No.
No. Okay.
Not going there.
They're not going there.
no.
We're not going there. Let's just
Secretive.
say it is a
This is a-
high-powered.
Whatever.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that was awkward. A little awkward. Glad you cut me off. But what can I say? It's Sunday morning. I just had a house guest over Shabbat. My friend, we actually talked about her on the episode. You guys weren't here. I had Rabbi Bellino here. We're talking about our trans woman Orthodox comedian friend. My friend.
The rabbi's also friends with her?
Yeah, well, she is a member of the synagogue where he's the rabbi. I wanted to say a fancier term than rabbi because there's so many terms for.
Is it an Orthodox shul?
It is Orthodox.
So did you ever ask the Orthodox rabbi what is the official stance of Judaism and trans? Like,
We talked about that.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't air
Well, you
that
didn't drop
one
the
yet.
episode
I didn't
yet,
drop
so-
I know, so I can't. I wanted to just rail on you right now for not having listened, but that one is going to drop, before this one. So, yeah, we actually had a big discussion about, what side of the mechitza. And this is funny. Hey, guys, my mom's calling. Let's see here if she's mad at me. Hey, Mom, you're live on the podcast. What's up?
I wanted to know what time were you planning to come? Because we had errands. You talked about coming today.
I'm bringing the kids. Carrie has to work, so he's very crazed before Rosh Hashanah to get hours in. So he's bummed that he's not going to be able to come. But I'm bringing the girls as soon as we're done here. We're gonna eat a quick bite and then go.
Okay, but what time? How long do you think that's going to
Figure we could
be?
be
Say
there.
Hi, everybody. I don't know if you're with Oshri and Nadine.
Hi.
yes, hello, how are you?
Hi.
Chag Sameach.
Chag Sameach.
So
Chag Sameach. Chag Sameach.
I'm thinking, I don't know, 3, the latest.
3 the latest. Okay, 3 the latest.
I'll aim for 2:30.
Okay, that would be even better.
Is that good?
Yes.
Oh, I'm glad
yes.
you called, Mom. Can I tell the story about how you are ditching me for Yom Kippur? Because I was. Yeah.
Well, it depends on how you tell that story. There are 2 sides to a story, and they're only going to hear your side. So, if she tells you that, girls, keep in mind she might leave out some very important details in her story. So
We'll keep that in mind.
I will make it clear that I was the a-hole. Or in fact, I'll let them decide.
Okay, that sounds good.
All right.
I'm dying to hear their reaction. Talk to you later.
All right. Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
All right. Hey, our first live caller. What? All right, guys. What do you think of this? So we're going away Rosh Hashanah. My family, we go away together on a program because this goes back 20 years. And people are like, why do you go away Rosh Hashanah?
You're the only person I know that does that, yeah.
Because my mom doesn't like to cook for Rosh Hashanah. So that's how the tradition started. It's beautiful, beautiful reason, beautiful tradition. And I'm so here for it. My mom's amazing. So then we always run into this problem. Well, if we go away Rosh Hashanah, where do we go? Yom Kippur, is it Young Israel? So for many years we went to Young Israel, and now that I have my main membership at Great Neck Synagogue, because that's where I literally live a block from there, and that's where my husband goes every day. So we had switched our main membership to there, and my parents moved out of Great Neck, so but yet they're associate members. Okay, here's the deal. You can only go for the high holidays to a synagogue where you're a main member.
You've got to be a full member.
Full member.
Oh,
Full
really?
member.
Yeah.
No halvesies.
Oh, so I'm saying main member. It's really full member. There's full member and then associate
half.
member. Is it half? Full and half?
Half
Shul
member.
half full?
Half members the bris, but
hey now. Woo!
anyway.
That reminds me of my husband always says he likes hanging out. He likes going to the mikveh because that's where he sees all the male members hanging out. Hey now.
Wait, they go in at the same time?
members.
Members.
A member. A membership. If you're watching YouTube, you can see the hand gesture. But I'll say it for the Apple and Spotify. A member is another term for your genital. If you're a male.
I don't think you needed to spell that out.
I don't think you needed to.
You still didn't get it though. I said it for you.
Oh, okay.
You were like, what?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
This whole member business, I get a lot of heat in the community for where I go to shul because I grew up in one and then I started going to another.
Yeah.
But I maintained full membership at both. So someone will ask me, where are you going? I'm like, oh, I'm going there.
Hang on.
To the Beit Midrash.
You have 2 full memberships.
I'm a double member.
Oh my God.
I'm a double full member.
You got fuck you membership.
You got options. Is what
Wow.
you got.
Options.
You're just like made out of shul money. That's
It's all tax
impressive.
deductible.
Is
my
it? Is the
God.
whole thing tax
think
deductible?
so.
Yeah,
I think it is. Yeah. No, but it's still that's impressive. Well, so here's the deal. So in order to bring my parents now that they live out of town, like I think it costs like some real money, right? Could be like $1,000, something like that. So I it's funny. I was telling this to a friend of mine. We were my friend Susan, and I'll name her because she doesn't even listen to the podcast. Boo, Susan. But she said her parents were coming only for Rosh Hashanah. She paid for them, but they're not going to be here Yom Kippur. So she's like, well, I'll just give you my parents' tickets, and then your parents can use it for Yom Kippur. But
Are they transferable? Like,
no, because you just show them at the door, and then security lets you in, and you go sit. It's not like they walk you to your seat. And it's so funny because I love getting away with stuff. Like I told you I tried to sneak into first class recently as a grown woman. Anyway, I don't know. I feel like I even if I could pull that, I feel like that's too much. I can't schnorr a high holiday.
Is like the Curb Your Enthusiasm scalping
Oh yeah.
episode.
Yeah. Well, but
This is a real problem in the community, isn't it? He really hit on a real, there are people
scalp
asking
tickets?
me for seats.
people
Yeah.
are asking you for seats?
Yeah, I'm like,
why?
I
Because
got.
you have seats at both.
Do you have an extra seat?
Oh, because you're not using your other
no,
main
I'm not
membership.
using the seats there, but do I have a seat here? Do I have?
But they want it for free. Or they
I
have to
don't
make a
know. I'm sure
donation?
they
Wait,
would
hang
pay.
on. So are you entitled to give someone your seats at Young Israel since you're already paying the full membership? You probably are.
Well, don't you have to pay for each seat?
No, not if you're a full member.
Right. I guess I could, but that would be, shady business.
Is it shady if you're
It's kind of shady.
Sitting on some valuable seats here.
Because it's
I mean,
supposed to be for you.
You're doing all of your for the
I'll
synagogue, for the
hate.
synagogue, right?
Yeah.
I was gonna say it in English for our audience that doesn't speak Hebrew.
Oh, that's nice.
And there's got to be one that's really specific to sharing tickets. I mean, it's really specific.
Ah, that's really funny. Yeah, wait, what does it mean? Al hate is forgive me?
On the sin of, right? For the
Forgive me.
sin of
For the sin of this, for the sin of
not respecting my parents.
I'm so
Yeah.
lost right now. All right, back to what are you doing with your mom?
So I said, so they were like, they never like to stay in my house because the only spare bedrooms I have are in the basement. And even though you see, I have my podcast studio in the basement, I have finished bedrooms, I have a beautiful finished bathroom. There's something about a basement. My parents just won't stay.
You can't give them one of the girls' rooms?
Well, the girls are coming home.
But can't they stay in the basement for a couple nights?
That's pretty genius. But that's not actually what I thought of. What I thought of was, you know what? I'm going to buy new bedding anyway for my bed and let my parents debut it. Let them have my bedroom. I'll sleep with one of the girls. Carrie will sleep in the office or something. And they were like, that's so nice. Like that, they were like, okay.
Like, wow, you're really trying.
Yeah, exactly. Like you actually care about us. So all I did was make a comment and I said, listen, I'm happy for you guys to come, but just heads up, I sleep all day after services on Yom Kippur. Now, oh my God, you would think I told them I don't want you to come. That apparently was the rudest thing I could possibly say. And based on that, they're now staying with my brother.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
What does your mom think that we're missing from this side of the conversation? This is what I want to know. What are
What
you
would she
leaving
say
out?
if she were here right now?
She
Right.
says, I ran it by your father, and we both agreed that when you said that, it was like your way of saying, I know you're going to want to hang out with me, but I'm going to be sleeping, so you can stay in my house, but don't expect us to like be together.
But why did you feel like you needed to give them that warning?
You know, it was kind of.
Did you really not want them to come party you?
It's it's not that. It's really not that. It's that last year I really did sleep all day.
But wouldn't they have known that if they were here? So why would you have to tell them that and warn them again?
You know, when you just get like really comfortable because it's your parents and you just say whatever.
Yeah.
And then then there was one other piece.
Oh, okay. Here we go.
I told them about the Susan thing. And then my mom was like, oh, that's interesting. I'll run it by your dad, I guess. And I said, there's no way Dad's going to schnorr high holiday tickets. I said, well, we'll have to buy them. And I said, do you want me to just find out the price? So then she just felt the fact that like I brought up money and like it made her feel like I wouldn't want to pay for it and I wouldn't want to have them. And like I should have just done it instead of been like.
But you're making this way too complicated.
Maybe I was a jerk. I don't know. Nadine, well, what do you think?
I'm just hearing your
doorbell.
Like, doorbell.
I know. It's the Hoffenagila doorbell you just heard.
I think they came off a little.
It's our other theme song.
Sensitive.
My parents are sensitive.
Mm-hmm. Like I feel like
they get mad when I say that, though. Oh, that proves the point.
It's like a catch-22.
Oh God.
The problem is. I think
wouldn't staying at your house be a lot more relaxing than staying at your brother's house with like little kids? Like they're fasting. Don't they want it to be like easy, sleeping, not doing much?
Yeah. I mean, you would think there's no little kids here and it's the closest walk to a shul.
Yeah.
Oh my God. They really don't like me. Oh my God.
You're not selling it well. You'd be like, it's going to be expensive.
You know what? Maybe there was part of me that just didn't want it, I guess. It's so rude. I can't believe it.
You have to work through this. You know, it's LOL.
No, because you're going to be tired and you want to rest, and then it's hard to like converse with people for hours and hours when you're fasting.
And then think about planning the break fast and everything.
What's your family story with break fast? This must be a whole thing too.
We stopped doing it together for years
really?
Because we do Rosh Hashanah. We do like a big deal Rosh Hashanah. So then we kind of like all go our separate ways Yom Kippur. Mm-hmm. So I already got used to like.
I feel like Orthodox people don't make a big deal of break fast. That's like a Reform conservative.
But also you didn't grow up Orthodox.
Right.
So you made it a bigger deal like when you were young.
It probably was a bigger deal
and they're coming to me Erev Sukkot. So I sort of was just feeling like, I don't know, is Yom Kippur that important? I mean, in that respect. But yeah, it's funny. I think you raise a good point. Like not having grown up religious, I mean, you know, Orthodox observant, there are different things that were more important. Like I even joke around the service. Adon Olam is like the biggest deal in a conservative service. You're like, oh my God, it's Adon Olam. Right. I know the words. And it's like, Adon Olam. Nobody's like, Orthodox service, it's like the closing credits. Everybody's walking out. Oh, it's Adon Olam.
Closing credits.
Oh, probably Kiddush is opening.
That's great.
But you grew up not as religious, but still going to Great Neck Synagogue, which is Orthodox?
No, we went to my bat mitzvah was at Temple Israel, which is the conservative one down the street. Rabbi Waxman was like a legend. He was a big rabbi there.
Up, what did you do differently than you do now?
Well, yeah, for example, break fast was like a party and it was at like noon and it was great. No,
right.
We're like, we did it. You know, we fasted as long as we could hack it. You know, there was no
like this is the time and everyone's counting down.
There was no like 7:46 is Sunday. Like we weren't so much on the lunar calendar. It wasn't like halacha based.
I love it. This is so funny. It's like Chabad says the fast ends 7:55 and this shul says 7:49 and this one says 7:48 and 20 seconds. And then all the other ones are like, I think we'll end it at about 4:30. That sounds good.
We did it, people. Woo! Yeah, it was that was a party. You know, even shivas are different. We've talked about that. Like it's less austere and more like just bagel based.
Right.
Bagel based.
So yeah, no, but like it's funny how I guess I did become religious after college is what happened. I have a brother.
Nothing to do with Carrie?
Actually, no. By the time I was dating for marriage at my ripe young age of 19. Oh, wait, no, was it 29 actually? Well, 28, let's say.
Wait, we finished college when?
No. So what happened was when I was in college, I had a brother who was starting grade school. And so my parents had become close with a rabbi, a very Orthodox rabbi from Far Rockaway. And it was sort of this like, if you're going to be Orthodox, you have to send your child to kindergarten in yeshiva. And in Great Neck, that's North Shore Hebrew Academy. Cherry Lane's the name of the elementary school. And now the public schools in Great Neck are like private schools. They're incredible. So I had gone to Saddle Rock, which is probably one of the best in the country. My brother went there. And now it's like, wait a second. We're going to pay to send them to like a lesser, a lesser, but it's, you have to really value that Jewish education where then it becomes a no-brainer. Obviously we send our kids to the local yeshiva. So they made that decision. My dad had really become close. He was having, I think some issues in his business at the time. There was like a falling out with his brother. I think I can say that. And so somebody had introduced him to a rabbi who was also kind of like this psychologist, really brilliant rabbi that, they ended up, well, I'll tell the story. So it started with my parents. And, once my brother was in yeshiva, that they switched from Temple Israel to Young Israel. And that opened up a whole new world of friendships and chevra, if I may, use the Hebrew term for that. And I was a freshman in college, so I would come home and they'd have a sukkah, like, we've got the holiday of Sukkot coming up. And I was like, oh, I learned about that in Hebrew school. You mean people actually do that?
Wow.
That's so cool. And we'd eat in the sukkah. My dad's Israeli, so he really took to the tefillah, to the prayers very, very easily. So it was very easy for him to transition into Orthodox service and then running stuff, running meals in the sukkah, all the right blessings, all stuff like that. And then also Purim. I remember I came home Purim time, and there's mashloach manot, the gift baskets everywhere, food, delicacies people drop off. And I again thought, oh, I learned about that in Hebrew school. Oh my God, people really do that. That's so nice. And I'd like come in, I'm a college kid. I'm just like eating everything. I'm like, this is amazing. And then my parents, they put me on the Hillel meal plan. So back when I was in college, like now you just swipe your card, you eat anywhere on campus at all these colleges. Then you had to choose a meal plan, and then you're stuck in that, either the Hillel or at Penn. Nadine, we went to Penn. It was Stouffer, if you even know that. I don't know if you ever even ate there.
I know what it is.
That was the big, where everybody. So I'm like a secular Jewish kid at this point. All my friends are eating at Stouffer, and I only have money to eat at Hillel.
Oh, did they tell you they were doing this?
They said, we're putting you on the kosher meal plan, but I just figured it was at the main cafeteria. I just get kosher food.
So it's in a physically different location.
And it was far. Was that Irv's place at the time? It was far.
Irving
it was
place,
like 41st. It was far.
It was
like
nowhere
a walk.
near the main caf. It's not like I could grab my food.
It was close to where the Orthodox Jews lived in the high rises, but not convenient if you were not living there.
No, I was living in the quad.
Yeah, like Cornell had just a different kiosk.
This was freshman year.
Oh.
So it wasn't that inconvenient, but I didn't know anybody.
Right.
And like I remember girls came up to me and they're like, oh, where'd you go to school? That's what everyone had asked.
Yeah.
And everyone had gone to Frisch or Ramaz. I didn't know that at the time, but I said Great Neck South. And they're like, oh, what is that? And I'm like, oh, and they're like, is that and they'd ask, that public school? I said, oh, public school. That's it. They walked away.
Yeah.
I don't count.
Yeah.
So, and then I'd sit at the meal, and then people, I guess, would wash their hands, and then everyone's quiet, before you eat the challah. I had no clue what was going on. I didn't wash my hands. I didn't know. I'm just sitting there like a lump on a log or whatever, thinking I'm going to make friends.
Yeah, like, why is everyone so quiet?
Nothing. I mean, occasionally, you have like a boy who will talk to you and be nice, but the girls, I didn't make one girlfriend. It was like,
I had the same experience at Cornell.
Well, that's because we didn't overlap. I know.
You would have been nice to a newcomer, would you?
Totally, yeah.
Nobody was. Well, but don't forget, everyone's trying to find their clique, their play, and it's like they looked at me like, you don't know anybody. You don't have any, you didn't go on, YTT or whatever, all the machach, all these summer, all the things my daughter has, right? I didn't do any of that. I was an empty vessel.
Yeah, you weren't clicked into like the Jewish geography.
Wasn't hooked in. I didn't even know. I know. So then I would cry to my parents, please put me on the other meal plan. But they're like, no, you have to eat kosher. And they wouldn't do it. So I cried and begged enough. By sophomore year, but then at that point, no one's even on the meal plan anymore. You're just eating out.
Then you joined the sorority, right?
Yes. Then I was in a sorority. But
you were in Tri-Delt?
I was a Tri-Delt.
That was such a Jewish sorority anyway.
It's SDT.
SDT was the one.
I prepped SDT and Tri-Delt, but I couldn't pledge SDT at the end of the day because it was just every girl I grew up with from Great Neck. I just felt like it was girls that didn't even talk to me in high school, and now all of a sudden they want me in the sorority. Like, I didn't trust it. And then even if it wasn't those particular girls, it was girls like them. And I was like, I just can't have a continuation of my Great Neck life in college. So I joined Tri-Delt, which was like half Jewish, half not Jewish. But looking back, it was a mistake in the sense that you got to join a Jewish female sorority if you want to mix with the Jewish fraternities.
Right. That's true.
Because they were always with A.E. Pie, Sammy. What was the other big one?
Oh, God.
There's
I don't
another
know
big
because
one.
I wasn't in this scene.
And then I'm in Tri-Delt, and it's like St. A's, Phi Delt. It was all these like waspy.
ZBT? Was that
ZBT
it?
was it. We never mixed with ZBT and Tri-Delt. And those were like the hot Jewish boys. So I don't know what TEP, they mix with TEP. So every now and then, like when we had a Jewish social director, she would mix us with those fraternities. But it was always like a non-Jewish chick, like some pretty blonde girl.
She's now the head of the sisterhood.
Exactly. Now she's the shul. So
she's getting the mahjong cards and.
So I loved the girls, but I really didn't meet boys. And the funny thing is, the waspy boys not interested in me. I didn't come from their world. So I'm stuck at Hillel.
You're like in the middle.
Well,
where nobody wants me. And then
dark hair, glasses, big teeth.
Nobody wanted me. Exactly. Yeah. No one wanted me in the Goyish fraternities, and they didn't want me at Hillel. I was not striking gold at Penn until I joined a comedy troupe.
Sad.
So then after college.
So in the comedy troupe, were there other Jewish gals?
Yes.
But not religious, I assume.
No, not religious, because we rehearsed on Saturday afternoons. The shows were Friday, Saturday night. I had no concept of Shabbos yet. I had a concept of Purim and Sukkot.
Right.
And then fasting all day now for Yom Kippur, and we started going on this Rosh Hashanah program. Which we're going on now, but I think it was a beautiful, slow process for me because I learned everything. So then I ended up going to Cardozo for law school, which is Yeshiva University, only because it was the best law school I got into. And I only wanted to go, it was the best law school in New York City. I only wanted to go in New York City. And so all the kids I met were Orthodox. That's just who I met.
Do they only accept Jewish people at the law school?
No,
but I mean, that's just who
heavy
chooses
feeder.
to go there.
Right.
And I guess who I gravitated. But there were a lot of Jewish kids at Cardozo. Yeah. And the cafeteria just is kosher. So I'm like, oh, everything's built in.
Right.
And I remember I made this one friend. Her name was Ilana Levine. And shout out, we're still Facebook friends. And I'll never forget, like, she said to me, I was like, oh, that guy's cute. Or what about that guy? And she goes, oh. She's like, oh, I didn't notice him. She goes, but Talia, if a guy's not wearing a kippah, I don't even see him. I thought that was so interesting. And for some reason that stayed with me. And I was like, I want to be like that, you know? And
so you looked for the guy with the kippah and you...
Then started my journey. Now I'm like, also I started getting invited to Shabbat meals. I moved to the Upper West Side. And then I dated a guy. It was after my first divorce. I dated this religious guy that I met through Aish. And I really think that relationship was meant to be to get me to be a proper Baal Tshuva, because he just gave me all these books, like To Be a Jew. I don't know if it was that
was the name of the book.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
And there was another book, like maybe on Jewish prayer, and it took apart the 18 benedictions, the Shemona Esrei, and I don't know, I just loved it. I loved understanding what it is, and I could read Hebrew because of my Hebrew education. So I started really going every Shabbat and getting really into the davening and understanding the words and relating it back to these books I was reading.
And now she sleeps off Yom Kippur.
And now I sleep all of Yom Kippur. I'm a proper from Jew now. But this is only part of the story, and this may not even be that interesting. But I do think in order to transition, shall we say, from like not Shabbat observant to Orthodox, you do have to have an interest in religion, you know, and also an interest in foreign language to some extent. I feel like especially now the way things are, more religious Jews might look at, less religious Jews who look at their identity differently as like, no, you gotta be more into it. You gotta care more about Israel and prayer and the religion itself. But I just think you can't make someone have an interest. It's like trying to get someone to, play tennis when they're like, no, I'm not interested in tennis, or do karate. You're like, I don't want to take karate classes.
Well, I think community is a big part of it too. When you have a community and everyone's doing that and celebrating the day the same way, I think it makes it a lot easier to implement and incorporate into your life.
Well, do you think most Jews who are Baal Tshuva get into it for community-based reasons or social reasons, or because of the religion itself, like maybe something traumatic happened that made them want to change their life?
I think
it could be a lot of things. Yeah.
But having a community there, like it's an instant community, when you start to keep Shabbat, especially if you live in an area where a lot of people do, and then you join a shul that people invite you invite them, your kids play at the park, it becomes a whole gathering.
It's such a foreign existence, I think, to so many Jewish. I mean, it's just so much. It's so complicated.
There's so many rules.
Yeah, it's like you got to really be in it to win it.
And if you don't know about it, it seems so crazy when you hear all the complications. Like you can't hold an umbrella. Like just like the little minutia of it is, from an outsider's perspective, can seem so ridiculous.
That's why I really think if all the anti-Semites really understood like all this crazy stuff that we're trying to get right and do and lead our lives, they'd be like, you know what? Leave these people alone. They got enough problems.
Right. They think we were trying to take over the world, and we're just trying to make sure we don't accidentally bring something non-kosher into the house.
You're right.
We're trying not to breach the A-roof.
Yeah.
We're just trying not.
You really think we're controlling Hollywood? We're just worried about the crumbs getting in, being left in our house on Pesach.
Oh, B'dikat Chametz. Yeah, we're just worried about bread on Pesach.
No, the dishes are being mixed.
I know. That's all we're worried about. That's why everyone's like, again, like we were talking about, Jews have bad PR. Israel can't get the word out. We're just so busy. We're tied down in such minutia.
We haven't even had such great restaurants until this year.
We can't
we
get
have
it together.
Sushi everywhere.
It's all about sushi. That must be the easiest thing to do.
We control Hollywood. Give me a break.
We control nothing.
Give me a break.
I know.
It's true. We're just busy trying to control everything else.
I can't even control my dishwasher.
I feel
I'm not allowed to put a meat plate in my dishwasher.
Where you have to think about it all day long, because every time you eat, you have to think about being Jewish.
You know what somebody told me? I don't know if this is true or if a rabbi said it. The reason why there are so many mitzvot, so many commandments that men have to have more on their minds all day long than we do is to keep them from thinking about sex.
Oh my God. That's a little graphic.
Because otherwise they say men think about sex every minute of every day. So now replace that with tefillot, mitzvot. You got yourself a good guy.
I guess it makes
Harry
sense.
does a lot of davening.
I guess. Or maybe he has to.
Oh God.
Uh-oh. What would the...
It's better for you.
But you know what? I would say that this is part one of my transition. Actually, the more
transition
from secular.
to your progression.
Oh my God.
Yeah, my progression. I call it my transition. But this was only part one. I should next time I'll talk about this rabbi's influence over my life, and how I feel like I was actually kind of in a cult for a while.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Yeah. So
But I think it's interesting that your parents and you both became more religious sort of at the same time, but sort of independently on your own tracks.
it was a family
Unusual.
venture.
I'm just really laughing about your parents putting you on the kosher meal plan.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
really funny.
They had no clue, though.
That is so funny.
Once I explained it to them, they were like, okay, I guess.
Sorry. No,
I mean,
sorry, not sorry.
They're like, they're like, why can't you just make friends? You know?
Right.
I'm like, first of all, I have a hard enough time making friends. Like, let's just face it. Like, I have a hard enough time making friends, period.
Well,
now you're going to stick me with,
Well, not currently.
not currently.
There's like
thank
a
God.
laundry list of women who want to be Talia's best friend.
This is a very recent development. I had a hard time in college. Oh my God. Well, Penn was just a rough scene socially.
For
Nadine,
me,
do
not
you
at
the same?
all. No,
Oh, 'cause you
because I was
were in
like
the
Miss
religious world,
Hillel. Yeah,
You're
and it
the
was
queen.
automatic and
Nadine's the
and
freaking
easy.
queen.
I was supposed to be president.
Were you?
Yeah, but then they held I had been vice president junior year, and then they held the election over Pesach, sort of.
Okay.
Or like right after. And I had been away. I wasn't on campus. Sometimes I stayed, sometimes I didn't. And this girl who was half Jewish, which is fine.
Stop it. No, I'm
She
kidding.
won, and she really hadn't been that involved. And when I see her on Facebook and all that, she's celebrating Christmas with her family, and I'm like, I don't see much. Maybe there's a Hanukkah, but I'm really annoyed about that
some
still.
resentment
Oh, there's
still.
a ton of resentment. I won't say her name. We're probably Facebook friends. Not that I go on Facebook.
Felicia? No, I'm kidding. I don't know.
Bye, Felicia.
At least
I
not
won't say.
No, I'll tell you. I went to
But
visit. I went to
it was
visit
wrong.
Penn.
It was wrong. It was a wrong election. It was my first experience with brush up with election funny business.
Oh, I had that in high school.
Funny business.
I remember that so clearly too. You ran and lost. Is that what happened?
Ran and lost.
I had
as
that.
president.
I ran as vice president of the school in high school, and I was a senior, and I ran against a boy who was a junior, and juniors never win. So I was like, I got
of
this.
Great Neck South.
Great Neck South, and I lost to the junior boy.
What did you promise in your?
That's a problem. I don't think I ran a good campaign. I just gave a really funny speech that brought down the house.
Oh God, we got to see this. It's probably in the VHS tapes right outside this door. Should we roll it?
With the Dumbo video.
I did
God.
impressions of the vice principals and their walkie-talkies. I was like, check, reach at 2:00. It's at bus 21, check. Like I did this whole thing, and then I actually got detention for it.
Oh,
You got
really? They
detention
thought you
for
were
your speech.
disrespectful?
That's
I'll
hysterical.
never forget this woman, Maureen Newman, if you're still out there. She was a
friends?
former nun and then vice principal of Great Neck South.
She's probably really strict.
She was very strict. She called me into her office, and she told me that I set the feminist movement back 50 years with my speech.
What?
You're
How?
probably still setting it back. Yeah, this
What
is
does
what
it
you're
even
crawling
mean?
your way out of this.
You were running for president. What's more feminist than that?
God.
She didn't like this line.
She was a nun.
Yeah. Well, okay. Here was. I'll never forget it. Now this is
What do you
not
call
that funny.
an ex-nun? Reformed nun?
A virgin.
Someone in a relationship?
A lesbian. I don't know. So I was the only girl running for anything. It was like treasurer, vice president, president. So I just got up there and I said, nobody thought I'd have the balls to run, but here I thought I was so funny with that double entendre there. I mean, so that was actually the line that offended her more than the walkie-talkie thing.
And then a boy won.
Yeah.
And she told you you're setting back the feminist
my God.
movement.
Right.
Thank you.
All the voters were.
You're welcome.
Yeah. But you're right. I learned after that, you really got to like bring cookies and
You just got to promise a
baked
party or
goods and
something. Yeah.
promise something. Right. I didn't catch
Vending
that.
machines. Yeah, all that kind of stuff. You got to promise
Right.
stuff.
Right. And this
Like
boy,
a true politician.
yeah, I wasn't really, I just was like,
Pork barrel spending. Yeah.
there you go.
Yeah, yeah.
I just did like funny puns all over the school. And then I gave I just was like, let's just be funny. So wrong avenue for that.
Oh,
But yeah, it hurt, right?
Yeah, it hurt.
It hurts.
It still hurts. It still stings.
You never forget
It's okay.
losing.
I got engaged senior year and I had one foot out the door. So
What should my daughter write? Her college essay.
ask the writer.
We're in that right now.
oh, has either of them written about having a comedian as a mom?
No.
That
That's
would be good.
hysterical.
Yeah, but how is that her story? How do I make that hers? I need help with this. Because she gave me a draft. I'm going to be honest.
About that topic?
Yeah.
Oh, so
About
she came
this
up with that on
topic.
her own?
She didn't come up with it on her own. Literally, two college. Very good, Nadine. You're in the school of.
It's got to be about her.
Two college advisors told her, I've never seen that,
Yeah, it's
so write
unique.
about that.
Yeah.
But
I got to
All right.
think about it.
I need a take. I
gotta
can't.
read-
I need a
I
good
gotta
take.
read
I
it.
need a hot take
Well,
on
can't
it.
you show them her essay and they can help you with that?
That's. I guess I gotta get
You
the
could pay
draft.
someone to do that.
I had a conversation
I
with
did,
a
and
friend
I didn't like
yesterday because my daughter was showing me her essay from school.
Yeah.
And I was like, and my friend was saying, there's a whole list of ways to say, you got good ideas. You got good ideas, kid. You got a good idea, kid. Let's just work on the structure. Let's just redline it, you know.
How do you make New York Rangers like a college essay?
She was writing about Madison Square Garden being above the place, a place that she loves where it's a sense of community with all these strangers, and below Penn Station is just a place where you want to get through and not want to look at anybody. And she was applying for a design at that time, so it really fit and made sense. It was really good, actually.
I like how meta that is.
Yeah, it was really good. This was her idea, and then, you know, we just crafted it into a great essay.
For Elise's essay, I'm thinking like the seedling of it could be that she wrote a joke for me once and it really worked.
I don't know.
No,
no.
not that.
No, it's got to
What's that
be. It's
seedling
got to
turning
be
into?
about like
Nothing.
what does it feel like? What does it
Turning
feel
into
like
this fake plant.
to have a mom who's so public, right? And like worrying about what is she going to say? Is she going to include me? Is she going to be home? And sort of like following her own dream. What's her dream? What does she see herself as doing?
But how does that relate? Like,
No, it's got to be about her.
right, but okay.
It could start with you. It could start with like a moment of like mom being out and the surprise of like what you do and what is mom going to say and is that going to include me and I don't know myself, but my mom is putting me on stage in a way in her material.
It has to relate to her story, like what she wants
Right.
to major and study. And so it doesn't, if she wants to study math, it's like
It doesn't-
irrelevant.
yeah,
you
not
know?
exactly. It could be like a slice of life. Listen, just send her to me. You know, 100 an hour. I'll give her a deal.
Fine.
Fine.
You're hired.
Fine.
You're hired, Nadine Writes. Follow Nadine Writes. Right? Isn't it at Nadine Writes on Instagram?
What is it? Right with Nadine?
Or Right with Nadine.
Yeah,
it always
whatever.
comes up
We'll
as
make it
Nadine
work.
Writes, but okay. Yeah, I'll make it work. All right, you guys. I know people got to start getting ready for the holidays.
Yontif.
By the time this is posted, it may be, actually it will be after
It'll
Rosh
be next
Hashanah,
year.
but it'll be
New Year's.
It won't be Elul, but it'll be. Billy, I'm getting better, right, at getting some of these out. So yeah, and I now I got to edit some of this. Damn, it's got long, but listen, you guys, I'm so happy we're back in the tea room. I love when it's the three of us and we can talk intimately and you know, just see what's going on. This one, I think we're gonna try to
Love
get it out
talking
soon.
intimately.
Really,
I love being intimate with you, Talia.
I was like,
This is intimate. What? That's wrong.
intimately.
That's the
I
wrong
mean, the way you
use?
said it was
Such a
like,
word. It's a loaded word.
Is it?
you're like,
Yeah,
I
I
love
think
talking
so.
with you intimately.
This is intimate talk, no?
Intimate.
Intimate talk?
Intimate. It's
Intimate doesn't necessarily mean like romantic.
no,
That's
but
usually the connotation.
yeah.
No.
Okay.
Intimately,
Writer?
closely.
The way you said
It's
it.
the way you
Closely.
said it.
The way you looked longingly at us.
Listen, I gotta infuse some drama here. We're live. Well, not live, but we're on air here. So, all right, that was a little awkward. Sorry about that, girls. But I love our intimate. I love our. You act like I said pillow talk.
You're gonna say moist next. Moist. What else?
It's very
I am
moist
feeling
in
very
here.
moist in here because there's no air.
It is still so
She's
hot
like
in my
baking
basement.
us down
my
here.
God.
I'm sorry.
In the lights, my eyes
The
are
lights
like
and the
tearing.
heat. The window's open and there's no air.
Our
Like,
eye
why is
makeup
that
is
window
like-
even open?
We like Tammy Faye Baker up in this bitch. That's an old reference. All right. On that note, people, listen, I hope you guys have an amazing holiday. If you're Jewish, of course you are because you're listening. And I'm going to expand my audience, all right? That is the goal. That's the goal. We didn't touch on a lot of current events. We will next time. All right. I love you guys. I'll see you soon. This has been the Tea Room. See you next time.
See ya.
Bye.